Right then, this is a walk around video for a Honda Accord, and it's a 2-litre ESGT manual. Really fabulous looking car. So you can tell the GT with the extra lower spoiler on there, side skirts as well. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's been kept really nicely. Lovely original car as well. Front of the car's very clean and tidy. Lights and lenses completely clear and intact. No marks there at all. Front bumper again, very clean indeed. Bonnet itself hardly exhibits a stone chip of any note. There'll be the odd one or two tiny little ones, but there's nothing to report, really isn't. Coming down the near side of the car first, and it is absolutely smooth in the panels, as you can see. I'll come from the back as well to do the same thing. Front wing, absolutely clean. Near side front alloy, really good. And then the remaining panel work down this near side is absolutely lovely. Near side rear alloy, again in really lovely condition. And come down this angle again just to show you the panels, because they really are exceptionally clean. Going around the back of the car, looks absolutely fantastic. The sort of the lower bumper line, again all really clean. Offside of the car, as with the near side, is just wonderfully smooth in the panels there. Side rear alloy, again in absolutely fantastic condition. And then the remaining panel work is lovely. It's, as I always say, it's not to say there won't be the odd mark on the vehicle which the camera hasn't picked up what I have actually missed, so please do bear that in mind. But I try and be as accurate as I possibly can. And the final alloy again in lovely condition. But overall, we're looking at a car which is actually 10 years old, which is in really great condition, and it's still such a fresh looking car for all this time. Coming into the boot area now, it's in absolutely beautiful condition back here. Huge boot, goes all the way back there. It's been kept fantastically well. Coming into the back of the car, rear door card, and on the other side absolutely as new really. The carpeted area is all in lovely condition. And again on the ESGTs, you've got this lovely half leather interior, and the seats in the back here look pretty much as new. They're in fantastic condition again. Front passenger door card, again, lovely condition. All the little recesses been kept really nicely. Footwell area on the passenger side, again, just absolutely immaculate. And front passenger seat there, terrific condition. So finally coming to the driver's door card now. Again, repeated theme, lovely condition as with all the others. Driver's footwell area again, really lovely. The driver's seat is in fantastic condition again. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through the section so you can see the dashboard illuminated. The dash itself looks pretty much as new. It's in just beautiful condition. See there, sat nav working exactly as it should. Pop the car into reverse, you've got that lovely clear parking camera all working as intended. But really is in fabulous condition in here. We come up to the dashboard binnacle, hopefully pan in there for you. You see the car's just done 52,966 miles, and there's no warning lights at all with the obviously engine running, as you can see there. Obviously got multifunction steering wheel, cruise control, information on the right, the hands-free functions and radio controls on the left there. But they are wonderful dashboards and just beautifully made. Lovely soft touch plastics on the higher dash areas. It's a really classy interior. Just to quickly show you, quite often overlooked actually, but owner's manual pack is here, as is the lock and wheel nut key for the car. So finally, just to come under this absolutely beautifully presented engine bay, and what a rarity to see an engine there. Firstly, that you can actually see the engine, and secondly, that anyone has to work on them for basic maintenance can get to them without having to take ridiculous plastic shrouds off. But it's in wonderful condition under here. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Accord 2 litre ES GT. The registration number of this car is, if I can read it, bear with me 1 second, AP08CTF, and mileage at the start of the road test is 52,960 miles. Reason we do these videos, as I say in all of them pretty much, is we just want basically people who are looking at the cars online in an advert to actually see the car in operation. That way, if there's any issues on the vehicle which are fundamental, then we can relay them back to you. Road tests also done on these lovely quiet country roads very close to our premises, so hopefully be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive on the car. We're acutely aware that a lot of our customers come not just locally but from very far afield to us, so it's the least we can do. So coming to the car itself, it's obviously been a very, very well looked after car mechanically, and it feels it straight away when you drive it. It's very, very tight. Engine starts absolutely instantly and settles to a completely smooth, even idle. It pulls absolutely fantastically well through the entire rev range of the car, as the VTECs are inclined to do. It's just a fabulous engine, very, very, very refined as well, very smooth in operation. You just don't feel any vibrations coming back through the engine at all. It's long been known that these four-cylinder generation of engines with have a smoothness more akin to a six-cylinder in the way they operate. There's absolutely no warning lights, as I said. Temperature gauge running as a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, whether it be petrol, diesel or otherwise. But wonderful engines. They pull really well, they sound great, they're energetic, and they're very well matched to the car. They also give very, very, very impressive fuel economy figures as well. They really do. Obviously that's helped by the 6-speed gearbox on the car. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car is absolutely perfect. It's smooth, silent in operation. Bite point is exactly where it should be on the pedal travel as well for an Accord. That then feeds into another absolutely brilliant Honda manual gearbox. It's just fabulous. I mean, they engineer these things to feel really mechanical, even though the actual linkage as such between the gear lever and the gearbox is actually cables these days. Unfortunately, that means some gearboxes can feel very kind of detached and lifeless. This is the polar opposite of that. It's got a real lovely weight to it, and it just so slick into all the gears. It's that feeling of engineering that you get from it, which I absolutely love on the car, and I can't feel any wear in the gears at all. They're absolutely perfect. Steering on the car, which is a massive plus point on these cars. I love this chassis and steering setup. Steering itself tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations at all at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, but it's just beautifully weighted. It really is incredibly accurate. So go through corners like this, it holds its line beautifully well. It doesn't meander about in any way, and I can't feel any wear in the steering at all. But it really is, it's a lovely setup. It's perfect for the car. Likewise, the chassis, they just absolutely hit the nail on the head with this one. It rides really, really well. It's got that lovely, beautifully damped suspension, which, because it's quite sporty in its chassis setup, but it's not jarring in any way. Because the chassis itself, I mean, if you really want to push on, and I've been lucky enough to go on a couple of track days in one of an Accord of this vintage many years ago, and it's incredibly capable, and it's so precise on the limit. The handling is astonishing, really. and it's the feedback you get, whether it be to the seat of your pants or whether the steering itself, is absolutely fantastic. But it's so good at going through, regardless of the corner, but particularly the quicker ones, it just holds station really well. It doesn't bounce and lurch in any way. It just sort of seems to just flow through corners absolutely brilliantly. I think it's just a magical job. It's one of the best chassis you can buy in this sort of this type of car, and in sort of certainly this age of vehicle as well. A classic example is this corner coming up here, just going through it a little bit quicker than I would do normally, but as you just literally just turn in one motion, car goes in, holds its line beautifully, and just flows through, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Brakes on the car, by the way, really good solid brake pedal. There's no pulsing vibrations. When it hit the brakes, the front of the car goes down straight and true. It doesn't sort of pull violently left or right in any way. Checking the cruise control function, that all works perfectly. Inside the car, it's in lovely condition. We haven't even touched it yet. It's not been cleaned, and it's not going to need an awful lot, in all honesty. The videos cannot get over just how well built these cars are, by the way. Not the merest hint of a buzz or creak or rattle from the interior of the car. It feels absolutely rock solid in here. Made out of some lovely materials, all sort of soft, squidgy, high quality plastics on the top there. They've done a fantastic job of this interior, they really have. And when you bear in mind that we're looking at a car that's now 11 years old, and I just know that some of its competitors, which were lauded at the time of launch for having great build quality and they big thunky doors, and then you drive them now and they feel old by comparison. They creak and groan horribly. This is just proper build quality in my personal opinion. Yeah, but there we go. Inside here, all operates absolutely beautifully. You've got dual zone climate control, which pumps out absolutely ice cold air. I've just checked that. Sat nav, as you can see, working absolutely perfectly as well. But it's a really easy car to get in, jump in and drive. Dash in front of me here, lovely easy legible dials, typical of Honda, big dominating sort of rev counter and speedo there. But everything, absolutely everything, working exactly as it should. Which brings me back to where we started on the video, which is basically picking up on any issues that might be on the car. There's nothing at all on this car. It drives sensationally well. Both myself and my business partner Tony used to work for the local Bristol Honda dealership a few years ago, or many years ago now. So I haven't got the excuse that I wasn't aware it wasn't meant to do that, which is quite often the excuse we hear from people. This drives just sensationally well, regardless of age or mileage. It really, really does. And whoever is lucky enough to get this next will be taking on an absolutely superb car.